Hi, my name is Misu and welcome to Misu's Kdrama Corner. I'm reviewing the last few episodes of The Devil's Plan. So this episode starts with Si Won and Seokjin in the jail, and I know a lot of people were mentioning that they found the code so they don't need to play a game in order to avail the benefits. But I have to disagree. I thought this was quite fair for them to be playing a game first and then availing the benefits next. Now, quite a planned moment, but I thought the benefit would be that they would be able to bring somebody back. Si Won would bring back Dong Joo just because they've been so close towards their entire 7 days here, and then I thought Seokjin would bring back Joonbin. What I wasn't expecting though was that if they lose the game, they would be eliminated. And that's exactly what happens. Si Won plays the game first and she's eliminated. And I have to say this, Si Won used to be one of the players I did not like, but she ended up really growing on me. Not only is she very enthusiastic about the games, but we also see her cute side, especially when she gets scared about that Grim Reaper.
잠깐만, 뭐야 이게? 너무 가만히 계셔가지고 너무 무서워서.
A huge bummer that she was eliminated. I was also really excited to see like a face-off between her and Dong Joo. I think that would have been so cool. Like just imagine if Dong Joo and Si Won were the two finalists and then Si Won won the show. Oh my god. That would have been a very satisfying ending, I would say. But anyway, Seokjin is very upset, obviously, rightfully so. He even cries in his room, and he's regretting it. He's thinking, why didn't I go first? Because obviously then Si Won would have gotten some time to strategize. They would have gotten some time to talk about it, to be able to help her. It's Seokjin's turn to play the game. And it's so funny, he wins, and it's such a wholesome moment when he wins. And he's playing against this AI computer-generated person, and he goes up to him and he says, by the way, you suck at this game. And it's so funny, because in that moment, it was so uncalled for.
어묵 못 드시네. 좀 세신 것 같고, 그냥 다 한 것 같아요.
And Seokjin has never been, in my book, the smartest player, but moments like these, when he's crying or when he's screaming, you suck to an AI, he comes across as very genuine and very charming. So I understand why people like him. So they start the next game, which is the high-low equation game, and some of the people there are really like hiding their hidden cards. In a way, it just looks so petty, but I guess you do what you gotta do. And then Kyeongrim is the first person to be eliminated in that game. So I wasn't very upset with her leaving, but then Joonbin starts shedding tears. He starts crying buckets and buckets and buckets, and that's when I teared up. That's when I lost it. Especially when he makes that comparison with him having 4 poker chips is the same amount of chips or gold pieces that Kyeongrim gave him. Moving on to episode 11, Seungkwan is the first one to be eliminated, and I mean, he played well. Again, not the best fit for the Devil's Plan, I would say, especially in this game. I know he was having quite a lot of trouble with the square root, and every time that it would come up, he would just fold, and the one time that he didn't get the square root, he tried his best. He even got a good number, but unfortunately luck wasn't on his side. So good job to Seungkwan and good luck to him in the future as well. Kwedo, no doubt, is one of the smartest player, if not the smartest player in the Devil's Plan. I mean, with equations, with numbers, he's brilliant. Most of the times he would get an exact number. I know in the beginning they kind of colluded that let's all target Seokjin, which I didn't like. It leaves a bad taste in your mouth, but it was good that there was no as such alliance in this game. So Joonbin has been playing the I don't know how to math card for so long, and he pulls up a swing, and he's the first person to do it, and he's also the first person to win it. So we're very proud of Joonbin. Very good moment.
라운드의 승자는 스윙에 배팅한 곽준빈 씨입니다.
And then you also see like these when Yumin leaves, you see Kwedo, Joonbin, and Dong Joo hugging and being all together at one end of the table, and then you see all all the way on the other end, Seokjin all alone, just looking at his cards. But then of course when they realize Dong Joo goes to him, they all go up to him and they include him as well, which was nice because they are taking care of each other, they're a family. Well, Joonbin at the end is eliminated. Somehow, in a way, it's like he gives up on his own because he's a person who knows when to quit. Dong Joo says that they were playing this game for around 7 hours now, and Joonbin knew that they could play for a lot longer. So at a very graceful time, I would say he leaves and he's eliminated from the game. So they play the 4-player 3-in-a-row game next, where they have to work together against an outside competitor. I really liked this game, it was quite fun, and it was also nice how they strategize how the RBYG would go in the board for their first move, so they're able to identify exactly who's the competitor. So Kwedo makes a mistake in this, and the reactions are hilarious.
뭐 하는 거야? 멈춰.
레드 누군데 이 바보 짓을 했지? 아, 레드 석진이 오빠인가 보다.
So because of that wrong move, Dong Joo is eliminated, unfortunately. So in the final episode, they all have a grand reunion and everybody's hugging and meeting each other. And the meet between Seokjin and Si Won is so adorable. You can actually see when they meet their eyes for the first time, Seokjin still has tears.
오빠.
첫날인데? 아 그래?
게임 나온 거 아니야?
나 너 가고
블라인드 뭐 이런
펑펑 울었어. 펑펑. 진짜 펑펑 울었어. 너 가고. 혼자서.
아니 결승에 그렇게 결국 가셨구나.
And my heart, my weak heart, honestly, I swear at this game, like, why are you torturing these people? Is this not cruel? Why are we enjoying this, right? Anyway, and then one of my favorite scenes from this entire show is Seungkwan imitates the heated interaction between Si Won and Dong Joo.
언니는 연합을 하면서 나는 안 된다. 그건 아니잖아. 저는 그건 아니라고 생각해요.
기본적으로.
동준은 근데 너는 항상 나한테 같이 하자고 해놓고 너가 팽당치잖아. 너가 가잖아.
And now we have just Kwedo and Seokjin to play the finals. It's designed in such a way that you need to play 3 different games. So the first one is 9 men's wars, and then the second one is like a memory game of hexagons. And the third one I don't remember because they never got to playing it. So the 9 men's wars game, I want to just mention very quickly that Kwedo did so well. I mean, you could see that he was physically really struggling. He mentioned that he vomited and he was sweating and he had a nosebleed, but then mentally his mental was still working and he was able to pull back in that 9 wars game. Of course, Ha Seok Jin kind of, since he didn't overcomplicate things, he was able to win with a basic move. So let's say you need to make 3 in a row in order to move your opponent's piece. So what he would do is he would remove 1 from the 3 in a line and then put that back. So it's such a repetitive move. Yes, it might get you to win, but it's not like an intelligent move where you have to really think about what's your next move. It's like an easy kind of thing. So again, the tactic itself is not commendable, but he still ended up winning. The same goes for the hexagon game. Kwedo in the start really makes mistakes, but then towards the end he really catches up with Seokjin. And oh my god, I ended up kind of pausing the show, and then I saw the bar, you know? And then there was only like maybe 10 minutes left, so I knew this was the last game that they would be playing. So that kind of spoiled it for me. And then also, because I saw a few spoilers that showed that Ha Seok Jin won, so that also wasn't a huge surprise to me. But huge congrats to the winner. I think personality-wise, Ha Seok Jin was incredible. He was very calm and composed throughout. In terms of his game skill, I mean, both of them, Kwedo and Ha Seok Jin, very different type of players, clearly. Kwedo is incredibly smart, and then Ha Seok Jin is calm, composed, works from the shadows, doesn't make alliances, works on his own, thinks that, you know, things need to be really fair. So both of them had some really strong points. What I also want to mention as an end note, because I know in my first video I mentioned about the cast, and now that I've finished the show, I want to bring that up again. So I would say that there were some people who were a misfit, not in terms of they're not smart, but in terms of they're not as smart as the other people. There's too high of a gap between them. So for example, you know when Kwedo says, "I'll take care of the weak ones," there should be no weak ones. This is a game about wits, this is a game about brains, this is a game about being smart. It's not a game about making alliances or grouping up. So let's say, for example, Haesung, Yumin, Kyeongrim, Seungkwan, Yeonu, 5 people, right? And then let's take a look at the 7 others. Kyeongrim, Dong Joo, Si Won, Dong Joo, Kwedo, Seokjin, Joonbin. And I'm on the fence about Joonbin, but like you can really see the comparison between the two. So let's say if these 5 were to not have been part of the cast, then only 7 people remained. And if these games were played amongst those 7 people, I think we would have gotten a different outcome. I think the games would have been a lot more smarter. I don't think Seokjin would have been the winner. I don't think even Si Won would have been the winner in this case. But I think that's what I would have enjoyed more. I do have a few complaints because I do feel like the alliances were way too strong and they were there for way too long. Maybe the moderators should have made games that were more individualistic, or maybe they should have put in a rule that you can't make alliances as big as 8 versus 3. In terms of my favorite game, I would say it would be the Mafia game, the first one, because you really saw how people were all over the place in that one. And in terms of my favorite player, it would have to be Si Won. Not the smartest, but the best in my book. That's all I have to say about the Devil's Plan finale. I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much as I did, and let me know about who your favorite one was in the comments down below. Also, one more question I have for you guys is, if you had pieces, would you be able to like distribute it among fellow players, or would you like hoard it? And what would be the reasons why you would give it to people? Let me know down below. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.